During this time, Tectolnes is mysteriously absent. Exactly 1 year after the beginning of the siege of Alanak, Tectolnes reappears in the guise of a dragon and breathes death upon the sieging army. The army ceases to exist. Over the course of the next few years, a temple is built near the entrance of the city, in which the newly formed white-robed Templar preach the worshipper of he who rescued us, the mighty dragon Tectolnes. Who was the one that got buried under? Wasn't it Tectolnes who got buried under sand? I don't know. Actually, where was I? Here probably. An unprecedented meeting of the three great merchant houses, Cadius, Krag and Salah. Or was it something like... I don't know. Takes an unprecedented meeting of the three great merchant houses, Cadius, Krag and Salah, takes place in Alanak, presumably for them to discuss trade matters of the known world. It ends, however, in the death of one of the Krag representatives, and as a result, cooperation between the houses is set back even further. For reasons unknown, a large clutch of mantises emerges from the tablelands and attacks a sprawling encampment of gypsies near the Louis outpost. With the aid of black-winged elves, the mortal enemies of the mantises, the gypsies are able to totally defeat the onslaught. Actually, what were gypsies? I'm pretty sure I already checked it, but I already have forgotten. Or gypsy. Okay. With the aid of black-wing elves, the mortal enemies of the mantises, the gypsies are able to totally defeat the onslaught. A fire of questionable origin starts in the scrub plains south of Tuluk and almost destroys the city. Isa, High Templar of Tuluk, uses powerful magic to stop the fire, however. The fire leaves a wide path of scorched earth, leading south away from the city. After a miserably failed coup, Presenter Cool is banished from Tuluk by Presenter Isa. A terrifying and presumably magical cataclysm strikes the city-state of Tuluk, leaving it to be nothing more than a pile of rubble and ruins. Over 70,000 people are killed that day in what has since come to be known as the Fall of Tuluk. During the chaos, Presenter Cool... What are presenters? They are some sort of religious figure, religious leaders. I don't know. I don't even understand the Finnish word, because here in Finland we don't really care about religion. During the chaos, Presenter Cool manages to overthrow Presenter Isa and gains control over what little remains. A new government in Tuluk is formed, still headed by Sun King Makotep. Wow, they live very long lives. How long exactly have they lived? Makotep, 400 was the year they emerged, and in the year 1458 they are still alive. Or apparently. It was said, it is not, Sun King Makotep hasn't been seen for a long time. Still headed by the Sun King Makotep, giving the greater authority to the common people, noble houses and merchant houses of Golgrafu. This council becomes known as the Northlands Alliance. A small army of Alanaki soldiers launches a surprise attack on Louis' outpost. After dealing a considerable amount of damage, the army sweeps northward to the Skayan Gate of Tuluk. However, they are met by an enormously larger army and destroyed in a humiliating defeat. The first victory of either side in the ongoing Alanaki-Tuluki conflict ever, the Battle of Tuluk re-establishes the Northern powers as a force to be reckoned with. And finally, the 19th age ends. How long was it year-wise? 1386. Well, something like 8 years. Terrorists, with use of massive amounts of flash powder, destroy the Dragon Temple in the heart of Alanak. However, moments later, Alanak launches an invasion of the Zitrix-Zar Valley of Mantises, completely annihilating what remains of the Sai-Susun clutch. So, terrorists. But Alanak thought it was the Mantises who launched the acts of terror. It's interesting how the terrorism actually is derived from the word terror, fear. So actually an act of terrorism is actually spreading fear. So, well, it's, well, description for that word has probably changed over time, but anyway. A minor skirmish takes place just south of Luir's outpost between the city-state of Alanak and the Northern Alliance that results in the first ever Alanaki victory over its northern enemy. A minor skirmish south of Luir's outpost. Okay. Northern Alliance. So what? Who are in this alliance? Anyway, the first ever Alanaki victory over its northern enemy. This takes place during complex negotiations between Kurag and Alanak, after which Kurag is allowed back in Alanak, although the ban on spice remained in place. 1 month later, Alanak seizes Lues. Alanak, after centuries of bloodshed and war, launches a successful assault on the Northlands. In a series of bloody battles, Alanaki troops conquer the region of Golgrafu. The lone surviving Alanaki Templar, Elair Fail of the Blue, is credited with the victory. However, the invaders are unable to finish the job, as Makotep holds up in his pyramid and an indefinite siege begins. So, actually, is Makotep actually still really alive? Because now, who actually documented this? Or this thing here in the 400 exactly. Just who is Makotep? He seems to be immortal or something. A dwarf, perhaps? They are in at least some other fantasy worlds pretty long-living. After 40 years of Alanaki occupation, the Sun legions of Tuluk launch a surprise attack on the southern forces occupying the Golgrafu region. Composed of members of the Sun King's Legion, the rebellion, various human tribes of unknown origins, and hordes of hideously mutated and deformed creatures, the army successfully penetrates the Skayan walls and liberates the land inside. The Alanaki Red Robes, Safis Valika and Aquila Nenyak are slain in a duel with Isar, who is also mortally wounded during the confrontation. In the confusion, Kal himself is also cut down as the Tuluki forces make their way towards Luis, liberating it from Alanaki occupation as well. Here the Alanaki Red Robe is Isan Kasix and his units are caught between the Tuluki army and the Kuraki militia. They are summarily executed. I have to read some of this again. A surprise attack on the southern forces occupying Golgrafu region and lots of various things composing the army. The army successfully penetrates the Skayan walls and liberates the land inside. Slain in some Alanaki powerful figures are slain in a duel with Isar, who is also mortally wounded during the confrontation. Kal himself is also cut down as the Tuluki forces make their way towards Luis, liberating it from Alanaki occupation as well. Wow. Alanaki Red Robe and his units are caught between the Tuluki army and Kuragi militia. Okay. Somehow I thought Tuluki and Kuragi were the same things, but apparently they aren't. So actually I have to check. What are? Tuluki was the city-state, wasn't it? Or Tuluk, actually, not Tuluki. Tuluk, the city-state. Northlands. And what were the Kuraki? The House of Krag is a merchant company. Ah, yes, I almost forgot about that. So they have their own militia as well. Didn't they live at the Louis outpost? They are summarily executed. A large explosion detonates within the commoner's quarter of Alanak. Under the cloak of night, aided by a tremendous sandstorm, a small group of terrorists detonates several barrels of flash powder within the Tor Academy, causing a tremendous amount of damage and chaos. Simultaneously, a Tulugi force led by the Chihayan Templar Gavali Uaptal descends on the Citrixar Valley and slaughters the occupying Alanaki forces. 20th age ends. Okay, pretty long age. At least. Well, not that long actually. Only these things happened. And 59 years. It felt long. A swarm of mantis, led by a sorcerer that identifies himself as the Lord of Storms, descends on Louis' outpost, forcing the Kragi presence within the outpost to flee. Rumors persist that he is marshalling his forces for a northward assault on Gol Krafu, and that he has formed a dark alliance with a powerful creature from east of the Tuluki Plains. Rumors persist that he is marshalling his forces for a northward assault. Okay. And a dark alliance with a powerful creature. At least rumors of it. The Kuragi forces, finding themselves without a home base, established then Sarak as an alternative trade route through the Red Desert. Located somewhat southeast of the outpost, Tan Sarak provides an effective, if temporary, location to centralize their operations. The gates to Louis' outpost open after 7 years of Mantis occupation, and a horde of the insectoid creatures interspersed with numerous undead humanoids and several apparently magical constructs pour forth and overrun the two Tuluki fortresses along the North Road. Encountering little in the way of meaningful resistance, the Mantis swarmed towards Tuluk. The Tuluki forces, composed of a loose alliance of the legions and various houses, are hard-pressed to bring the Mantis advance to a halt. The invaders break through the marshalled defenses and make their way to the heart of the city. During the course of the battle, an enormous eruption of psychic energies pours out from the center of the city and sends ripples throughout the known world. Apparently, traumatized by the unleashed energies, the invading forces become disoriented and confused, turning on each other and allowing the city defenders to push them back. The remnants of the invaders split into two groups, with the majority of the insectoid creatures fleeing to the southwest. The remaining invaders flee back to Louis' outpost. Hoping to capitalize on the victory, the Kuragi forces and their allies launch a quick assault on the outpost and force what little remains of the Mantis invaders to retreat. Tuluki forces capture a source of copper, an extremely rare and valuable resource, deep within the Red Desert. Very soon, an army is sent from Alanak, led by Templar Malenfis Jalveret, to try and wrestle control of a mine from them, and a 2-month-long conflict erupts, known as